Hello, hello. Welcome to MTGU Unraveled, where we each choose a magic card and over-explain it to distract you from your current hyperfixation. I'm Rafa.
And I'm Ryan. Thank you for joining us today. We're back to our usual, and we've each picked a specific magic card that we think has something interesting you may or may not know about it. So let's go ahead and start off with guessing your card.
Okay, I'll describe it here. We've got just one green pip, and it's a creature.
Birds of Paradise.
No, it is not. Birds of Paradise. This one doesn't fly. Maybe if I give you the card type, it might help.
Llanowar Elves.
No, it's not an elf either. It's
Aw.
an ogre. I'm an ogre.
Roar. I only know one ogre card off the top of my head, and it's Defiant Ogre, and that's only because I cut it into a million pieces to try and make a
Oh.
3D card. But that's a red card.
Yeah. This one's a common, and it's from Unglued. There are plenty of people that know this card just from that.
I have nothing.
That's all right. Yep. It has a text box. When it comes into play, the player who has won the most Magic games that day gains control of it. If more than one player has won the same number of games, you retain control of the card.
Whoa. It like Deadpools the game and breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah, it's an uncard.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, nothing.
Nothing.
The name of this card is Gazban Ogress.
Never heard of that in my life.
No. It is terrible, and we will get into why. It is the worst Magic card ever printed, in my opinion.
I don't know about that, but
Just you wait.
uncards are weird.
No, I mean this card never should have been printed.
Okay.
Yep. So let's go ahead and guess your card.
So mine today is 2, 1 black, and 1 green legendary creature.
4 mana Golgari. Is it Jared?
No.
Oh,
The creature type is Elf Noble.
Elf Noble. Oh, I bet you I know what it is.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Is it from Lorwyn?
No.
Okay, it's not the Feet Lady.
No, it's not the Foot Lady.
Then it's got to be the OG one. Let's see. Her power and toughness, I'm guessing here. 2/3.
Yes.
All right. Got that. The text box. Does she have menace? She has menace, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I always have to have 2 creatures out if you're playing her. Okay, and she says whenever she deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 green elf warrior creature tokens. Yeah, did I get it all right?
There's more to the text box.
Yeah.
But that part's correct.
Tap 10 elves you control. : each opponent loses 10 life, you gain 10 life.
Yes, except it's tap 10 untapped elves.
Oh, right, because otherwise you could just tap. You could tap cards that are tapped.
Yeah.
Probably. That's the only reason I could think of that. You would have to specify that it's untapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only other thing is its rarity, and it depends on what printing you're looking at. It could be a mythic or a rare.
She's a mythic rare from Commander 2019. I have no idea.
No.
Oh. Well, where's she from?
Call Time Commander was her first printing.
Oh, okay. Call Time.
Yes.
Since it's your commander, you literally have a deck built out of this. Would you like to introduce the card?
Yes. So my card today is Lathril, Blade of the Elves.
When you're mulliganing against this commander, make sure you have 2 blockers relatively quickly. That's what I do.
No, don't do that. It's fine. It's just 2 damage. No
Even
biggie.
if it's a mana dork and one other thing, it's worth blocking with your mana dork.
No.
to kill Lathril.
No, no. Instead of sitting here and conspiring against my commander, let's go ahead and you can start talking about your card.
All right, all right. I'm going to explain to you. I bet you will agree this card never should have been printed. It's important to note that we should probably explain how it works, but I said the text box, and in my opinion, don't ever play this card. Just don't. Don't ever play this card.
Is this one of the legal unsets? I thought that was
No.
only Unfinity.
Even if you're playing in a cube or you're playing like online or something, some kind of old format, just don't play this card. Just don't.
We're starting off with some strong opinions. Good gravy.
Rip it to shreds if you see one.
No, that's Blacker Lotus.
No, it's this card. No, I know that one says that too. There weren't any rules texts. I've never played this card, and there have never been any reprinting, so we can just skip right over all that, which is fine with me. There's only one art, and it's by Mike Rabe. The art is a woman who is supposed to look like an ogre version of a former pro player, Kathy Nikoloff, with two male ogres playing Magic in front of her. She's laying behind them, watching them play.
Okay.
Is it getting gross yet?
That's questionable.
Yeah. No formats can even use this card anyway, so you'd have to be playing like some
Yeah.
weird, messing around. Somehow this card is sitting at $10. Please don't ever pay any money for this card. And now we'll get to why. There's no lore behind this card, so there's only a story. I would like to start by saying this card would never get made today. It wouldn't. And I'm not even saying that out of nowhere. Mark Rosewater has even said that. So I'll get to that in detail. I'm going to give a brief description of this card's inception, and if you would like more information, you can check out Tranquil Domain's video about this card. They go in depth, a real good story about it, and they have Kathy on there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so during the 90s, Kathy was a pro Magic player, late 90s. She was mocked by the design of this card physically on the art. It's the only art to ever depict a real life person and not have a human creature type.
Oh, wow.
Which that alone is messed up, but it only gets worse. She had dated multiple pro players, and the card's design in game is a misogynistic joke about her chasing after whoever is winning. It's sick. I told you you'd agree with me that this card never should have been printed. It's the worst card ever made.
Yeah, this is not where I expected it to go.
Yeah.
And I'm literally lost for words.
Yeah.
Like, who okayed this design of a card?
Oh, would you like to know? Mark Rosewater has taken full responsibility for the card and has apologized for it. I don't believe he would do it today. Not at all. People change over time. It's been over 25 years, almost 30 years. He would not make this card today. It's important to note that.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't excuse it, and I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just putting it out there that everybody makes mistakes, and he has fully admitted this is a mistake. It's the card he regrets the most, is what he has been quoted saying about this card.
Mm-hmm.
And he made an emphasis that Magic should bring people together, not tear them apart, and that's why he regrets it the most. Because this is just meant to bring someone down.
Yeah, I mean, it's just blatant misogyny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Kathy said that she was approached by Mark Rosewater before the card was printed, and that he told her about the card, and she was like, it was the 90s, I was a newer pro player, what am I supposed to do, say no to Mark Rosewater?
Well, not to mention being a female in a predominantly male hobby.
Which honestly, this card might have something to do with why it's been predominantly male for even longer.
Yeah, and it's one example of plenty that you can hear about of why sometimes Magic is not necessarily the most safe place for women.
Yeah. No, it's not, unfortunately. I think it's getting better. I think it's, going in the right direction. I'm just going to end with this card is absolutely disgusting and unacceptable. If you're unfortunate enough to experience inappropriate behavior during this wonderful game we all play, please try to put an end to it in a respectful manner. So I'm saying don't put people down, but if you do see something that even resembles anything like this,
don't take no
bleep. This game should bring joy to everyone who invests their time and effort into it. And just another quick little fun fact. 4 years ago, Brian Kibler tweeted about this card, and it's slowly gained more awareness over time, so that's why I was surprised you hadn't heard of this card.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, I I don't follow a lot of Magic stuff on other social medias other than like TikTok.
Yeah, it's gross, and I'm glad that it really. I mean, think about it. If you heard this card today, it would never make it through.
No,
It wouldn't even get past whoever's pitching it.
no,
Everyone else at Magic would shut it down.
no. And
Um,
I mean, it's wrong on so many different
yeah, it is.
levels.
It is just disgusting. There's no better word for it. And I'm glad that Mark Rosewater can learn and grow from his mistakes because I'm not here to put him down specifically. This is a bad thing. I'm not saying he is bad overall.
No, no. Mark Rosewater has done some really amazing things for the game, and I've enjoyed listening to him on multiple occasions about other things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. This is not a hate on Mark Rosewater.
no,
Specifically, people make mistakes. Everyone has things they regret.
yeah. Good job apologizing.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. He even personally called her about it after it gained an awareness in the 2020s. Let's go ahead and go to your commander.
All right. So yes, again, my card is Lathril, Blade of the Elves, the Elf Commander. This new lady can
There's a
heck
contender.
off.
There's a contender.
She can heck off. Her and her freaking deer feet. Just, I really don't like feet. They kind of freak me out. And the fact that she's just sitting there like, look at my toes. It's one of the first things I noticed about the card.
You're such a liar. You looked at that card and you went, "Oof."
This is your definition of Elf Ball Commander, meaning that the entire intent of the deck is to build up an army of elves and take people out with them. The best thing that you can manage to do is to build up your board and then have different effects with like tapping and untapping. Because let me tell you, the moment you get to 7 or 8 elves, people go, no. So you want to be able to repeat Lathril's effect as quickly and efficiently as possible. There's that new elf that came out in
Dionysus.
Dionys that
Something
came
like
out
that.
in
Yeah.
Foundations.
Yep.
Amazing include in the deck. Also your classic things like Seedborn Muse. Having both of them, that's like 2 players' turns and everyone's dead. There is one rules text that goes along with Lathril, and it is you can tap 10 untap elves you control, including ones you haven't controlled continuously since the beginning of your most recent turn, to pay part of the cost of Lathril's activated ability. You must have controlled Lathril continuously since the beginning of your most recent turn, however. Lathril doesn't count as one of the 10. So, because you're not tapping the elves as part of one of their own abilities, they can have summoning sickness. It doesn't matter.
I don't like the wording of that rules text though, because it says you have to control Lathril since the beginning of your turn. And I understand that's because she'll have summoning sickness if you don't. But what if you just put some Greaves on her? You can still tap her, but technically by the way that is worded, it sounds like I couldn't tap Lathril with Greaves.
I think it's more just trying to point out that it is Lathril's ability, and because it's her ability that you're activating and she has to tap in order to do it, then summoning sickness affects whether you can use the ability or not. But no, you're correct. It doesn't include if you have ways to give haste.
Yeah, haste or 1,000-year elixir would
Yeah.
get around it too. And yeah, so I just don't like the wording. I understand that it's just basically saying she has summoning sickness, but why didn't they just say that?
So, my experience with the card is she is one of my commanders. It is the second commander deck that I ever had built from scratch, and the very first one that I built completely on my own. I love her. She's never going anywhere. I am definitely one of those people who are obsessed with elves in general in any sort of fantasy. And so I was super duper excited when I saw that there was a relatively popular elf commander. I know that she was pretty high up there in ranked commanders for quite a while. There's been 1 reprint of Lathril ever, 6 total printings, but she's only been printed in Call Time Commander and now recently in the Foundation set that came out.
Yeah, she got a pretty one too.
Yes. The original art was done by Carolyn Gariba, and then the newer art, I apologize to all artists out there. I know that we've butchered some of your guys' names, and I very much am sorry for that. My name gets butchered all the time,
Yep.
so I know the feeling. Ekaterina Burmak.
That's a sweet name.
It is a super sweet name. And they did the new art for Foundations, which is really, really cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah. Lathril can be used in all formats except for Pauper, because she's not a common or uncommon for your commander. The price of the card just depends. For a non-foil of either art, you can get it anywhere between $1.50 and $5.50. Pretty cheap. The foils, on the other hand, because there was a special foiling, the cheapest foil you can get is 79 cents, even cheaper than the non-foils.
Dang.
Yeah. And the most would be the mana foil. I want it. For $75.
Holy cow. Yeah, Lathril players are committed.
I'm committed to all my commanders. I love them.
I will throw them away as soon as there's a better one. Except maybe
No.
Shrewface. That guy's so cute.
Also a Foundations card
Yep.
that you would not stop talking about.
I love saprolings.
So, the reason that I really picked her is because we've done a lot of talking about cards that don't really have any lore. And I was like, no, I want a lore-heavy card.
You've
And-
totally told me about her lore before. Like, she has a wolf or something in her lore. I don't remember any details, so I'm excited. But I remember I've heard it before.
Yes. So, Lathril comes from ancient times before the elven race was split into two. And she was basically just a natural leader of the elves who was known for her prowess in battles. She often fought at the head of forces, rallying her troops to even be known to turn crushing defeats into victories. And she kept the elves in a place of power for aeons, because elves live forever. The elven tale Lathril's Chant, which is told by the elves, tells of Lathril's birth, deeds, and later ascent to godhood after her battle with a mysterious cosmos monster called the Eidermaw. This victory granted her sight for god powers. She was basically blind after that.
Oof.
When it comes to like everyday purposes, it's described as basically like pinpoint sight, where even that was blurry.
She's like Icarus for the elves.
Yeah. Later, Lathril met another god, Sarulf, who requested Lathril's help to save one of her children, a little wolf Kit, named Kit, who had been kidnapped. Lucia, a copper wolf, daughter of Sarulf, was sent to Lathril and guided the elf through an omen path to the realm where her brother Kit was. Lathril succeeded, and Sarulf blessed Lathril and her people by allowing them to roam their territory and commune with their beasts, which is noted in cards like Beast Whisperer.
Oh, really? That's
Yes.
where that comes from?
Yes.
That's cool.
And then Lucia decided to remain with Lathril. Lathril being a god, she is part of what's called the Ainir, who are the ancient gods of Kaldheim. But they were eventually overthrown by the Skodi. The Skodi are gods like Essica, Turgrid, Halvar, Bergi, Toralf, Yorn, all gods that we know.
Okay, but Scody's just a funny word.
It is. And when that happened, the seven remaining Einar leaders, Lathril being one of them, are believed to be imprisoned in Yaspara trees, which are depicted in the art of Binding of the Old Gods. That's what that's referring to.
The card's sweet.
I have it in my
Yeah.
Lathril deck.
That's flavorful and good.
Yeah. And they're left there as a warning for those who would question the Skodi's divine power, leaving the power of the Wood Elves and Shadow Elves greatly diminished. Some elves pray to Lathril's tree faithfully in anticipation of the return of the Einar, who could unite the Wood Elves and Shadow Elves once again. which just makes me super excited because what that tells me is there is definitely more room for them to do another call time set and bring back some of those gods that could definitely use some reprints
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well. More elf cards, more really cool lore. Take us back to call time, please.
Yeah, they did a great job with Lorwyn, so I'm hoping we do visit more planes
They're
in the
doing a
future.
lot of like
Yeah.
remastered sets too and stuff
Um,
like that, so I have hope.
yeah, and you're right. Some of those gods need a reprint.
Yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah.
And not just a reprint in like a secret layer really pretty version. Love that Eska reprint for with the cute to brute. Be cool for her to be reprinted in a not so expensive version. And then I have an excuse to build Turgid. Anyway,
No.
so that's Lathril.
Yep.
She's just a super duper badass god with a wolf who really can't see anything but still will kick ya booty.
Yeah. Yeah, she will.
Before we say goodbye, at the end of every episode, we like to talk about something that we're hyper fixated on, and you have something for us to talk about.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why I picked the card I did. So, just in general, I think the community is really great. We've already said that. The Magic community as a whole is overall a positive thing for the most part. But every now and then you hear horror stories about, something at a local game store or something even in private where, around a table. And it's just important to be aware of any kind of inappropriate behavior or unacceptable behavior while you're playing this game because
Yeah.
we want it to be inviting. We want it to be fun for everyone. And I just don't think things like this, I think every time something like this, I hear of it, and not this card specifically, because this was 30 years ago. And again, I'm not excusing it. But every time I think that we've come farther in not being giant jerks, then I hear of something.
Yeah,
So,
and I mean, there's definitely kind of two sides of it, especially around this kind of topic where it's women in magic. I'm part of a women in magic group on Facebook, and a good majority of the posts that I see on there are women talking about their experiences that were not so great, or like asking, how do I deal with this when I'm sitting down at a table and I'm playing my deck that I've been playing for however long? Like, these aren't inexperienced magic players, and someone's trying to mansplain to me how to play the card or what I should do to make it better or whatever else. I don't think it's wrong for you to, if you think that like a correction in gameplay, like they did something wrong, you can say that. There is a certain way to say that. Or if you are just like, hey, I have an idea for your deck, there's a way you can do that without being condescending. So being aware of how you say what you're going to say is really the most important part. It's not saying that you can't say certain things or feel certain things. I know that I can be kind of terrible. I have really dark humor sometimes, and I just know that there are certain things that I should not say in general if I'm around new people because I don't know how they're going to respond to it.
yeah.
That seems like a common courtesy that maybe not everyone understands.
See, and when you were going into how someone was mansplaining to her, I get really excited when cards start working together. I'm like, oh, what if you do this and this and this? And so I know I could probably come across like that if I wasn't careful, and it's certainly not my intent. But I just like seeing all the cards click together and end up being like, oh, you should play this one and then this one. Like when my nephew was over, it's not
Mm-hmm.
about being male, female, whatever.
No.
It's just me being like, oh, look at when this card's in play and this card's in play, and you have your commander and they do this. It just, I'm really bad at like stepping on toes, I guess would be. But
Yeah.
usually someone will say something and then I'm like, oh, my bad. I'll back off.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, and then the other side of it that I was talking about is as the person on the receiving end of, say, if you're doing that, maybe just take a moment to not immediately jump to being like defensive and consider. We've talked before about how this hobby tends to draw people with certain
Yep. Anything.
oddities. And so maybe it's just that person doesn't necessarily have the skills to, interact with people on different levels. And so you can be aware of that. And you can adjust your response to things as well. But just in general, be nice. Like, you never know what someone's going through in a day. You never know if they're sitting down to that table and they're just looking for an outlet.
Snacks players.
So that is the end of our episode. You can find us on TikTok and Twitch at Dicentric Games for more Magic content, live streams, and other nerdy shenanigans.
If you would like to share any of the quirks that Magic has hidden in their cards, join the Discord in the description. If you have questions or suggestions for the show, please leave a comment or send us an email.
Yep, we hope you learned something new today. Let us know if there's anything else interesting about the cards that we discussed that we didn't bring up from today's episode. We would love to hear from you guys.
Thank you, everyone. Enjoy your week.
Click all the buttons.
Do all the things.
Bye.